Welcome back, everyone. We're going to be doing kind of an extended review because we're going to be reviewing a whole 12-pack. The 12-pack being this guy right here, Beer Camp. Altogether with tax CRV and all that stuff came out to about $30 roughly. So we're going to start with the lighter ones, go with the bigger ones later on.
What's the alcohol percentage on that?
This one is 5.2.
This is 8.5.
All right.
So let's do that one first.
First one up, collaboration with Firestone Walker, Torpedo Pilsner, Hoppy Pilsner. Eric and I have tried to get into the Pilsners at one time.
Yeah.
It's really hard because you just can't find one that's just sort of like, wow, like I want to drink this again, you know. Most of them are pretty all right, you know, for what they are, kind of light. But I don't know, just one just hasn't really made me feel like I really want to try that Pilsner again, you know? It's very clear. It's really, well, I wouldn't say it's slight haze. Pretty see-through, though.
It does smell kind of
smells
like...
Pilsner-y.
Yeah, it does. It has that skunkiness. It also has like...
It's got a hoppiness to it. It has an underlying hoppiness.
Yeah.
It's not super strong, but it's there for sure.
I'd say it's more Pilsner-y, though.
Yeah, I would say so, too. Smells pretty crisp, though. Smells clean. Cheers.
Cheers. That's pretty good.
Yeah. It's got a wheat texture, a wheat flavor that comes sort of in the middle, towards the back middle. But this is a really clean finish.
It almost feels like it's going to be the beginning, the very front kind of feels like a regular Pilsner, and you're expecting that regular Pilsner aftertaste, and it just never comes, and it finishes very, very clean. No lingering aftertaste. Maybe a slight bitterness on the top of your tongue, but...
Yeah. It's got some bitterness at towards the back, like the end. It's got a slight bite to it, which is, I would imagine, the hops, but it doesn't really... This is like a more elegant Pilsner, I guess you could say.
It is.
This is like an 8, maybe. I'd say at the best, it's an 8. Mainly because it is a good Pilsner. It's got a lot of the good things. It is slightly hoppy. Mm-hmm. It's hoppier than the other Pilsners I've tasted. It doesn't make me want to keep trying more Pilsners. Okay. You know? So that's mine.
I think I'd give it like an 8, maybe even a 9. It's really good. So I like it. I'd give it like an 8 or a 9.
Cool. Electric Ray India Pale Lager. Collaboration with Ballast Point.
That's a great color.
It does. Yes, that is very mango-y tangerine color.
It has a very interesting smell. This one's kind of like the opposite. Has like a IPA smell, lingering with an underneath Pilsner-y lager.
There's
smell.
a slightly mango-y smell that I get from this.
There is. Cheers.
Cheers. Whoa. That has... I get apple taste kind of up front.
What is that, 8 point what? 8.5?
This is 8.5, yeah.
Wow.
This is, you can't really taste the alcohol very much on this one. I don't really taste it.
Interesting.
It definitely has that hoppiness to it.
Oh, yeah.
It's
this
light.
Is a very smooth, like a very, very smooth IPA.
This is really good. Like this is a lot. This one's really surprised. This actually tastes, I think, better than the other one. The Fathom, the IPL.
Maybe.
I think I like this one a little bit more.
I'm gonna give it a 10.
Really?
Yeah. I can't really say. I can't add anything to it or take anything away from it. It's very good. It tastes good. Smells great. The alcohol is there.
That's true. You know what? Yeah, I think you're right. This doesn't taste anything like I've ever had before, really. No. I think I'm gonna give this a 10 as well. This is really good. Chico King Pale Ale, collaboration with Three Floyds.
6.5.
6.5. Pretty good color. Looks like a regular pale ale, pretty much.
Smells a little.
Whoa, that's
like ripe fruit. Something exotic. It smells.
It's hard to pinpoint. It smells like I kind of want to
get like honey, maybe.
I was gonna say honeydew melon-ish, but sweet.
This has an interesting smell. Yeah, malts. Whoa.
This is maltier. Kind of sweet, you know, but it's sort of a root. It's kind of like earthy sweet, I guess you could say.
It's pretty hoppy.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, the very front.
It is. And it kind of dissipates a bit, you know, pretty fast actually.
Very
it's good.
Carbonated.
It is. This is probably the maltiest pale ale I've had.
I'm gonna give it like a 7 or an 8.
Yeah.
It smells good, but very different. The taste is pretty hoppy. It's pretty good. It's all right. I just feel like it's missing something, and I'm not sure what it is. If you have like a regular Sierra Nevada, it hits the spot, and this is not. It seems kind of, I don't know.
Like it's off a bit for you?
It tastes, the taste is there, but it's just kind of lacking in something, and I don't know what it is.
But this is really malty, for me. I think it's just not, and it's kind of throwing me off a bit because it kind of seems like I'm drinking sort of like an amber, but at the same time it's hoppy, and it doesn't seem like I'm drinking an amber, which is it's throwing me a bit. But this is really good though. I like it, but I think I might give this a 7. Yeah, this is a 7 for me. It's not a 6 for sure. It's a 7. It's good. It's all right. This is good. Might you know, well, we'll never have this again, so I guess we won't revisit this one. But yeah, it's good. But it's just something is just maybe a little too different. Maybe I don't know. Collaboration with Victory. This is Alt beer. Alt root.
Nice.
6.6. Yeah. Good color. This is really kind of like an amber, pretty much.
This one smells good.
That's really spicy.
It is.
You're getting like caramelly stuff.
It is.
Right?
Yeah, kind of. It tastes sweet.
It smells
almost like cooking sugar. You know when you're
when you caramel, right? That's or is it molasses?
Something like that.
Something like that. So cheers. We'll see how it is.
This is kind of.
This is like an Abbey almost.
Yeah, it's kind of light. I'm also gonna go with, again, 7 or an 8. The smell is great. It smells good. Alt beers, if this is, you know, a regular alt beer or whatever, it's not really my style. It seems a little flat, maybe not so tasty. You said it was made of roots and different stuff like that. I don't think they necessarily bring
anything
to the table that's, you know, maybe your standard ingredients do.
I think, you know, this is a good. It tastes good, and I could see myself, you know, drinking this again. But it's out of that. It's that one style that you're just not really familiar with, so I don't know how to gauge it.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true too.
But it reminds me of a quad. It just it's also not my style, so I don't know what to give it. So I'm just gonna give it like maybe a 7, just because it doesn't seem so low, because it did taste good. So I would drink this again, but it didn't taste so good that I don't see myself drinking a whole 6-pack of this. 7 meaning a good beer, but I don't know if I'd go out of my way to find it again. Next one up. This is, what does that say? Myron's Walk Belgian Style Pale Ale. This is a, what did I say, 5.3?
Yes.
5.3.
Allagash.
Allagash. There we go. An extremely golden beer.
It
Very
looks like
typical of a Belgian, pretty much.
Belgians, to me, are hazier. This one seems like a freaking...
It's pretty clear.
It's a Belgian style pale ale.
Yeah, that's why I probably should have mentioned that. Interesting. Smells like a Belgian.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Smells a little hoppy too.
That tastes pretty good.
Yeah.
It's refreshing.
This is very crisp. This is
Very crisp.
It's crisp like a pale ale, and it's got that like a slight underlining Belgian-y taste to it.
Yeah.
And that actually is pretty good. I'm quite surprised on this one.
More on the pale ale side with an underlying Belgian style.
Yeah, I kind of get the Belgian-y, like those spices towards the back end.
Just, yeah, you still get that yeasty kind of smell.
Yeah.
Yeasty kind of taste. Citrusy. Maybe even like lemony.
Mm-hmm. This is a 9 for me. This is a solid 9. You get pretty much the best of both worlds, I think.
Yeah.
So it's a solid 9 for me. I wouldn't say it's a 10 just because I will probably never see this again.
I think I'll give it like an 8 or a 9. Somewhere in between. I like it a lot. I'm not a big Belgian kind of person. But it was very crisp, very clean. Yeah, it was very good, very clean. It seems very light. I like the fact that it's very different too. Oh, those are fireworks. Huh?
Yeah. Collaboration with Russian River, Yvan the Great. 6.3. This is a Belgian style blonde. Not bad. That is extremely
It
clear.
looks like first morning piss yellow. Yeah.
Kinda, yeah.
Oh, that
Smells like a Belgian.
That's lemony.
It's a little stronger.
Lemony, zesty, more aggressive.
Oh yeah.
6.3.
I kind of dig the that stronger lemon smell.
Yeah,
in this
yeah,
one.
yeah, definitely.
Cheers. This pretty much tastes
What it smells like.
a Belgian, really. This is essentially a Belgian.
I don't think so.
I kind of get those blonde, sort of taste, but this is more Belgian than blonde, I would say.
Well, I think this is actually pretty good. This is a good combination compared to what we just had. Because what this is doing, better combination. Because what this is doing is, on the texture, it's turning up the dial on the blonde, right?
Right.
And on the Belgian, it's turning up those subtle hints that you get on Belgians, like, oh, it's kind of lemony. This is straight up like lemons. It's yeasty, a very yeasty smell in a blonde beer. So it's the best of both worlds. I'm gonna give it a 9.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. I obviously finished it like almost in the first minute. It was really good. The best of both worlds. They dialed back on that Belgian-y kind of boring blandness that I don't really get. Well, I mean, they're
it makes sense.
But the blonde, and blondes are kind of boring too.
Yeah, they can be, of course.
But the texture is blonde. It's just really good.
Yeah, I think you're right. This is pretty much a solid 9 for me. Maybe even a 10. The only reason I may not go to 10 is because I have nothing to compare it to. This is a sort of a standalone beer. But yeah, this one, for me, it's like how you said, it's the best of both worlds. These two styles really complement each other a lot. So yeah, this is a solid 9.
Canfusion, Ray Bock. This is
great name, actually.
It is Canfusion, made in collaboration with Oscar Blues. Obviously, it's in a can. 7.2%.
It's a pretty good color.
Yeah, look at that head.
Kind of caramelly,
It's very
slight pruny, raisiny,
very
slight,
malt forward.
yeah, sort of a slight earthy, maybe not pruny, sort of that earthy sweetness.
Yeah. Cheers. It's almost like amberish.
Yeah, that's quite different. That's a little sweet.
It is very. It's very malty.
Mm-hmm. I'm tasting more of the that rye spiciness and that maltiness.
I'm gonna give it an 8. It's a solid 8. It's very, very good. I killed it pretty fast,
Yeah,
and it's very, very good. I just think it could be a little better.
yeah. I kind of give this a 7. I think this for me is more of a solid 7. It's a good beer. It tastes good. It's got a lot of great nuances. It's not super complex. It pretty much is what it is. It's a rye bock, really, which is good. But I don't know. I feel like it could there is something else missing from it that I wish I knew what. But yeah, it's good. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like that.
That makes sense.
Yonder Bock. This is in collaboration with Cigar City. 7.7, 45 IBU. This is a tropical Maillard. It's a good pour. I guess shit.
Whew. It's different. It's definitely different from what we just had, and they're both bocks.
I
So
don't smell it.
really,
I'm gonna
it's
taste some of this foam.
it doesn't smell quite the same. This is a slightly lighter, but it's got more, like how you said, tropical notes on it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Great color, by the way. Look at that. It's nice.
That is good.
Ooh, that's definitely different.
This is an interesting take on a Bock, but I'm gonna give it a 9, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
One, the smell was sweeter, and in this case, better. You know, sometimes sweet doesn't necessarily mean it smells good. And then also with the taste, so I figured, that gets half a point because of that, just the smell. But the taste, it's still lacking a little something. It is a Bock after all, and I'm not into those, but it tastes a little better too. So it's two things why I like it better, and I give it a solid 9.
For me, this is a solid 8. It's really good. It's probably one of like the better bocks or interpretations of a bock that I've ever had. This had a little bit more complexity than the other one, whereas the other one was pretty much I would say sort of straightforward, rye bock and all that. But this one was just a little bit more sort of like ooh, and yeah. So I think that's sort of like was very intriguing about this one, and it's a little because of that sweetness. It kind of gives a little more complexity, I guess you could say. This is a collaboration with Nuglaris. English style bitter. What is that? 5.6. Pretty golden colored.
Yeah.
Slight haze. Very subtle ambery to it.
Cheers.
Cheers. Really strong in the nose.
This is light.
It is slightly bittery. I don't know. I'm just sort of blah about this.
Yes.
I don't want to say it's a solid 6. I really hate saying that, but I think this might be a solid 6. It's too much of a proper English though. So
Yeah, I'm gonna give it like a 6 or a 7. I can't say if I'm leaning towards one way because it's not bad.
it's not, but
It's good. It's just a little too plain. It's a little too bland.
it's too it's maybe too traditional. I think it's just it just tastes like almost any other ESB I've ever really had, and I kind of like ESB sometimes. You know,
It reminds me of the Family Vacations with Chevy Chase, where that British guy keeps getting hurt throughout the whole movie.
yeah.
But because they're so polite,
He just
puts up with it.
Yeah.
And it just seems like that.
Tater Ridge, brewed with sweet potatoes, in collaboration with Asheville Brewers. It looks like the color.
It does. That's super dark compared to all the beers that we have.
Yeah. I'm not smelling sweet potato. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's sweet, kind of, but it doesn't taste like sweet
No, it
potatoes.
doesn't.
No.
I think I'm gonna give it like a 7. It's kind of bland, but it seems like it's like a double amber if that existed.
An imperial amber.
Yeah, if you were to double everything on a very bland beer already, it's like a little more,
A little stronger, but
a little
much
more
the same.
everything.
Yeah.
But still, overall, the aftertaste doesn't linger at all, and I don't know, it just doesn't catch my attention.
It's not missing like just any one thing. It's missing like maybe 3 things. It's sort of it's sort of good overall. It's got a good bite and everything, but it's just missing a sweetness to it. I'm just not seeing how this is different from any of the other Scottish ales I've had. There's no wow factor for me. I don't get the sweet potato of it. Collaboration with Ninkasi Double Latte Coffee Milk Stout, to be more exact. 7.6 ABV. And it should be noted that I like lattes, so not bad.
It's pretty dark.
Yeah, you can't see through that at all. That's essentially motor oil. Oh, that smells good.
It smells good.
That smells really good.
Mm.
You can smell a slight sweetness, which is
It's probably the milk.
maybe, but it's sort of different because not all the coffee stouts smell. Cheers. Sweet. They smell like coffee. Mm.
That's pretty good.
Oh yeah. You know what? This is really good. This is essentially what a latte is, and it smells great. It tastes great. It tastes like beer. It tastes like everything what it is for me. This is great. I don't even have to really rate it. This is. I'll say it now. This is a 10 for me. This is really good.
I'll give it an 8.5.
All right. Well,
8.5.
for me, as far as regular stouts are concerned, it's a 10. It's great. It tastes sweet, just like a latte.
And it does taste like a double latte.
It does. Bell's collaboration. No, I want to say Mallards, but I know that's probably not right because there's an I in there.
Maillards.
Maillards?
I don't know.
Imperial Dark Ale. 8.5, by the way.
It's for sure not as roasty or...
Yeah, it's a little roastier. This actually tastes, or not tastes, smells more robust as far as like the maltiness, like they did something. Cheers.
It's like in between an imperial stout and
a dark ale.
No, and a regular stout.
Oh.
There's no coffee, no strong coffee notes.
Yeah. Normally those imperial stouts usually are more coffee orientated. Not always though, but this one does taste roasty. I think I might give this maybe an 8. I think it's a solid 8. I don't know if it's a 9. It's a solid 8 for me, for sure. Yeah.
I'm gonna say solid 8. Also, it's very good, but it also seems like I've had it, but also not had it.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like
reminds you of stuff.
it seems like a standard, like a flagship beer,
Mm.
where breweries that have those seasonal or experimental beers seem to be very one-sided.
Yeah.
And this seems like an overall very round beer.
Yeah, it's kind of there, but it's not quite there, which is weird. This is probably the better pack that I've had in a long time, as far as like a variety pack.
Yeah, it is.
It
It's
really
the
is.
best variety pack.
Yeah, better than a lot of the variety packs like that. So, pick it up wherever you're at. Around $30 you'll be spending, roughly, wherever, I don't know, state you're from. California, around $30 with your on top. Yeah. Cheers, everyone. Enjoy your beer. Responsible.
See you later.